Well, welcome to the Kristi Jones Show, where it's all about living your life to the fullest. I'm a life coach, speaker, and business owner in multifamily real estate, and I've had wild success in multifamily housing for over 25 years now. I am so passionate about helping others merge their success and lead a fulfilling life, and I bring it all together right here on this podcast. So join me and let's get started to live your life to the fullest. Hey there, Kristi here, and I wanted to know, have you heard the latest of what's going on within the Flourishing Edge? Well, I'm here to tell you what is the latest, and that is I am opening my doors March 1st to the membership, the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. This is exclusive monthly coaching with me, and this is my private membership group for women who want to become the best version of themselves. They're ready to get unstuck. They're ready to have a growth mindset. They're ready to really dial in parts of their life that they know need that time and attention so that they can build the life that they truly desire. So come join me inside this membership. It is month to month. And I'm offering something that I've never offered before to the first 10 women that decide to join come March 1st. And that is this. I'm going to offer a free hour of coaching one-on-one for the first 10 members that decide to join. I've never done this before, and I'm ready. I'm ready to be able to offer this to the first new incoming members. And so I hope that's you. So find the link, click on that link. It'll take you to the page that gives you tons more information. And the monthly membership is only $47 a month. I mean, this is your time to invest in yourself at a low cost to where you're going to get coached up and you're going to get resources every single week of the month. And this is self-paced. So there's not a specific, you got to be in class at this time. There's a live coaching each month, and you'll always know when that is because I would love for you to be there live for that. But everything else is at your pace. So find the link, click the link to get all the details. Again, opening those doors on March 1st, and I would love to see you on the inside of this membership. And it's such a great community of women. You're going to want to plug into it. All right, I will see you there. Well, hey, my friend, welcome back to another week here on the podcast. And, I don't know about you, but one thing that became very clear to me early on in life is that we are always in some state of transition, that things are always changing. Can you relate? Like just when you think that you've got it all ironed out, figured out, or you're going to be in this particular like pattern or space in life for a while, guess what? Something happens, things change, or you internally just start feeling like you're going, there needs to be some sort of transition. You're about to evolve into the next version of you. So, and this can be outer circumstances alive, or this could be things going on internally within you. So today I want to talk about going from stuck to unstoppable and navigating these transitions in life. That's exactly what I want to dive into today. So have you been feeling stuck? If so, a lot of times we tend to ignore that. We don't want to deal with it, right? Because we already have a propensity to not want to change or deal with change. Even though once we do, it always ends up better on the other side. But our natural tendency a lot of times is to resist that, right? So when we feel stuck, a lot of times it makes us feel uncomfortable. We really don't want to dive into that at times. We just want it to go away. We want that feeling to go away. Well, I want to talk to you today about embracing change, embracing potentially a transition that you're going through in life, and allow this to be the opportunity to really unlock your potential. So join me today as we spend a little time here together on the podcast. And I want to talk about how to recognize the signs of when a shift is happening or needs to happen, how to embrace new perspectives, and also build your confidence. So I want to also invite you to check out the link below for the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, because it can be your ultimate guide and support to thrive through life's transitions. Inside that membership group, it's women only, it's for ambitious women that really, it is a monthly membership and it's month to month. So I'm getting ready to reopen that in March too. So the doors are going to open, which is why I kind of want to give you like a heads up on that. And I've got a special offer for the first 10 people that sign up in March that I've never offered something this large before. So stay tuned for that. But I am going to offer that to the first 10 women that join the membership and as we open the doors on March 1st. But the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle is a monthly membership group. Like I said, it's month to month, and it is there to help you, to guide you, for me as your coach, to give you the opportunity to invest in yourself, invest in your personal growth, to navigate some of these life transitions with massive success and so much ease. And so there are different topics each month inside the membership. And then always, always, I have a live session to where that's when you can actually get coached up, or you can send your question in ahead of time if you can't make the live. And that's your opportunity to have me give you coaching on exactly where you're at, what you need, what you want. But there's information and coaching in there, resources in there for you every single week of the month. It is a huge value, and I offer it at what I consider a very low economic price because I want to make it accessible to as many women as possible that this can help and support. So in the link below, find the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. It will take you right to the information page. All right, so let's get going on today's podcast about this feeling stuck and how to navigate life's transitions and what to do and how do we go from being stuck and feeling stuck to feeling unstoppable. I've done that in my own life, and which is why I coach on this so much inside of the membership. So let's talk about the first topic, and that is recognize when you need a shift. How do you recognize that? How do you know it's time for change? Well, the main thing is you're feeling it right now inside. You have that feeling inside where you feel stuck or you feel very unfulfilled. You feel like an uneasiness, an unfulfillment. There's like that, I always call it like you get that itch, like you can't put your finger on it. Sometimes you can, you know exactly what it is, but sometimes you can't. You just have that unsettled feeling and you just feel stuck, like everything that you're doing, trying, like nothing's really moving the needle in your life or in your business. So that's when you feel that, and like you've had that before, or maybe you're there right now. So you got to trust that inner knowing, that inner feeling. You just feel stagnant. You feel stuck. You feel unfulfilled. Another way to recognize that it might be time for a shift is that you have this fear of regretting things later in your life. Like you sit around and you think that if I don't change, or if this doesn't change, or if I don't try this, that I'm going to really regret this later in life. So in the back of your mind, you have things that you think about that you go, wow, I might regret. Like, I don't want to have these regrets later in life. And whatever that thing is for you right now that you've been mulling over, you fear that later in life, you're going to have regrets if you don't try the thing, do the thing, become the woman that you know you're meant to be. And you really don't want to have those regrets, but that little inner fear is there and it kind of creeps up every once in a while. So that's another sure tell sign that you're getting ready for a shift, that staying stuck, staying stagnant is not going to feel good for the long term. And you worry that you're going to have regrets later in life because of it. I will say this on side note really quick while I'm thinking about it is that one of the things that, if you've ever read the book, I want to say it's, I'm going to totally mess up this title, and I'm not even going to be able to remember the author of the book. I don't have it here in my office with me, but it's the top 5 regrets of the dying. I know it sounds like a morbid book, but it's a really good book. It's a short read, and I find it to be very, insightful. But one of the things that the majority, when they interview people at the end of their life, the common thing, it's one of the top 5 things that comes up are the regrets. The regrets of what they didn't try, the regrets of what they didn't have the courage to do, the regrets of what they didn't change about themselves. The regret, I mean, it's just full, like regret is a heavy feeling. And so when you feel stuck, there's a lot of reasons why we stay there, right? I'm not going to dive into that in this episode. There's a lot of reasons why we stay stuck and why we can stay stagnant. But one of the motivators for you to kind of like to get unstuck and to go through the transition is so you don't have the regrets later in life. So that even like, regardless of what happens, you're going to have such a sense of satisfaction that you had the courage to move through the transition, to move through that feeling of being stuck, to not go through your life feeling unfulfilled. So I just wanted to put that out there because regret is a big one that creeps up on people later in life. So that's, put that into your little memory bank there. Another way to recognize that you need a shift is maybe you are really you feel far removed from the person that you want to be. Meaning the person that you're wanting to be and to evolve in, you're like light years away from that. You feel very far removed. Or another way to say it is of how to recognize when you need a shift is that the life that you're wanting to create, the life that you're wanting to experience feels light years away. Like you don't even see the possibility of that. So you have this life that you want to create and this ideal life, the life, the dreams, the desires, all the things, and you feel 10,000 miles, steps away from even being remotely close to that. That, my friend, and you desire that. And there's no connection point between the two, and there's no movement going towards that. Then that, my friend, is like a little wake-up call that feeling inside of you that you need to shift. So the second thing for going from stuck to unstoppable is to really get comfortable embracing change and brand new perspectives, embracing change and a fresh perspective. Our mindset on our mindset that we take with us into every day is what dictates your day, because our thoughts create our feelings, and the circumstances are really, in my opinion, they're irrelevant. It's always been, my circumstance has been irrelevant. It's more about what is my thought about that circumstance, because then that's going to generate how I feel and also how I act, what I do, the action. So it's extremely important for us to really, harness our mindset and have a growth mindset and stay open to new opportunities. inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, I really support the members on their journey in exactly this, to embrace change, to foster a growth mindset every single month with the topics that we cover, the coaching that goes on, the resources, the downloads. All of that is focused on expanding and growing your mindset. It is one of the challenges I think that we all have, and I know I definitely had this too, was that thinking that, what I knew was enough to get me to my next level. And that was furthest from the case. I quickly finally realized that if I want to build the life that I desire, if I want to evolve into that woman that I know I can become, and I'm thinking of my 25, 26-year-old self at the time when I finally truly stepped into this and kind of started managing my mindset. But if I truly want to become her, I've got to stay open, not only to new opportunities, but stay open to a growth mindset. I've got to stay open to change because, as you've heard me say before, that if you're going to do the same, you're going to get more of the same. So if you're wanting something different from yourself or in your life, you've got to show up and do, act, think differently. And there's just no way around it. We've got to have the growth mindset. We've got to stay open to new opportunities, to new perspectives. And that's one of the things that one of the things I love about what I do is because we get stuck, right? That's what we're talking about today. We feel stuck. So we then that frustration sets in and we're trying to navigate some change in our life. And we're not doing it successfully. We're doing it with a ton of frustration. We're doing it feeling unfulfilled. And so that's why coaching and having someone coach you through and bring new thoughts to a circumstance, that is why this is so important. And the support of a community inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, because everyone inside that membership is going through and doing life together. And there's something to be said for that, like that community feel. So we're cheering each other on. We're realizing that like we're all dealing with a lot of the same issues. And one of the things that I will share that on embracing change and being open to new perspectives is as I have gone through life and I know you can relate as an ambitious woman, that a lot of times you want to have it all figured out and you don't want to admit that you don't have it all figured out and don't have all the answers to whatever circumstances are going on in your life or relationships or your business. And you really can easily feel like you're out on an island. I know I had felt that way, and you really feel out on an island, like how to figure things out, that you're depending on yourself to really get to coach yourself through it, to open your mind to new perspectives. But it really it's hard because you are putting so much pressure on yourself. And so one of the things that I love and why I created the Inner Circle is so that women know that everyone is going through or will go through life transitions and that we're all in it together and it just feels so much better to know that there's a community behind you, rooting for you, pulling for you, not talking crap behind your back, not wishing you fail quietly while they smile to your face. You know, the women that gravitate to this are really supportive and eager to become the best version of themselves. And, you know, the egos kind of get dropped to the side because this is about all of us becoming better versions of who we are, evolving into the next thing for ourselves. So coming together and having a place where you can, tap in, and it's a self, like, really quick on the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. This is a membership that, once the month starts, you get access to the content for that month, for the sessions that month, and they're recorded and you can go in and it's at your own pace. And it's just it'll be one thing per week. So you can, do it at the time that works for you. And then there will be live opportunities that's what I was talking about, where you can actually get coached on, a situation that you're dealing with. You can send your question in ahead of time if you can't make the live. But I make myself available every single month. And I'm in we have also this constant communication too, where I'm keeping you updated of what's going on for the week, giving you those reminders, coming in and dropping in, giving you messages as we move through the month. But it's really at your pace. So and that kind of like lowers everyone's anxiety about, I don't know if I can make this time and do it on this day. And that's, that I've taken all of that out of the equation. You get your own private login, you log into your portal, you'll see what's there for you for the week, for the month. And then we will have a live coaching session every month. So anyways, I just wanted to clarify that, because a lot of times people think they automatically like, oh my gosh, another thing to put on my schedule. So that's the beauty of this, is that you do it at your own pace. It's no stress. And you find a rhythm that works best for you. So embracing change and going for a new, fresh perspective. I think that is so important when we're navigating these life transitions, because if not, we're taking our old mindset and our old perspective and we're applying it to a new situation. And then when it doesn't, it's like putting a square peg through a round hole. And when it's not working, we get so freaking frustrated, right? You know that feeling? I mean, I can think of so many times in my life when I've been trying to approach a situation with an old mindset. And I like, that's where the friction's happening. The progress wasn't happening. So we have to stay open to a new perspective. Third thing is building confidence and your personal development and growth. When we're going through any type of life transition, and by the way, like life transition, this can be big or small. Life transition, I've had life transitions of divorce. I've had life transitions of going from, single mom to then when I got married, then we had a blended family. So I knew how to be a mom to a 4-year-old because that's what I was. But then I had to transition into life with my husband and 2 teenagers and a 4-year-old. So there was a lot of transition for me at 28 years old, of learning embracing change and learning new perspectives. And so transitions can be big like that, but transitions in life can also be really what we might consider smaller, but they can be smaller transitions in your daily life, in your routine, in the things that let's look at this. So you've started this year and you've decided, most likely, some things that you wanted to create in your year, to do differently in your schedule, in your life, in your goals, in your work as a, if you're a mom, if you're a wife, and, as in your profession, if you're a business owner, like no doubt you've gone into this year with some clear ideas of what you want to create for your life and how quickly you can realize that all of those, anytime you're creating anything new, it's a transition. You are transitioning into new habits, new patterns, new friendships, new relationships, new levels of success within your career. Like there's a whole transition that nobody really tells us about. Have you ever experienced going from one level, and I'm relating this to your work and to your profession, and then you step into massive success, or you have a whole shift in your life, in your income, in your position of what you do at the company where you work? That comes with a whole bag of transitions that if you're not aware of it and you're not being thoughtful, and you're not approaching it with the right mindset, it's not going to move. You're going to end up feeling stuck and stagnant and unfulfilled. So it's really important to, one, like I said, recognize when you need to shift, and two, embrace that change, embrace new perspectives, and keep your mind open for growth. So the third thing here, building confidence, and as you go through this personal development, is that for the importance of investing in ourselves, in our own personal growth is, I mean, you can't put it, I just can't put a dollar amount on it. The one thing that I have found that makes the biggest impact in people's lives is their ability to continue to grow and the investment that they continually put into themselves. You know, I can look across the board at different professions, at a lot of different people that I've worked with in a wide variety of professions and lines of work that they've done. And the ones that can have the massive success and fulfillment are the ones that are most most value investing in themselves for their personal growth. They can take, an accreditation to get another accreditation, maybe in the line of work that they're in. They can, and that's important. I'm not saying it's not. Or they need to go to a conference that's going to teach them a new skill. And that's important. But I can tell you that the one thing that gives everyone the biggest ROI is when they invest in their personal growth, because it affects everything. It affects everything when you learn that new skill that you go to the conference for, when you get that new accreditation that you needed to take the test and get that, your mindset and your personal growth is going to affect and touch every single aspect of your life, personally, professionally, all of it. So it is the one area when someone's like, I just don't know what to do, where to get the, invest my money, or on what should I do? What should I focus on? Hands down, personal growth, because it's going to allow you to make the most of every single thing that you do in addition to that. So to build your confidence and your personal development and understand the importance of that for yourself is imperative for you to go through life transitions in a successful, positive way. So the difference from someone that goes from, being stuck to unstoppable, and the person that doesn't, they just stay out in the stuck land, is that they are not understanding the importance of building their confidence and building their personal development and personal growth. So, and it doesn't just happen because you wish for it. You actually have to do the work, just like anything else in life. You actually have to do the work. Inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, I coach a lot on overcoming self-doubt. and also building. I'm your confidence builder. I mean, I love coaching women on overcoming self-doubt and fear. And I have so many examples in my own life where I've had to step out of the self-doubt. And every time I stepped out of self-doubt and stepped forward and, hushed the fear, right, that was going on in my brain and stepped forward, I mean, it's like the floodgates open. And so inside the inner circle, I do coach and we cover a lot of that of really helping women overcome any self-doubt that might be showing up. Because anytime we're going through a transition, we're always going into something new. A transition in any, like I said, big or small, we're going from how things were to what is going to be. And so there's very common for some self-doubt. Imposter syndrome is a big one that can show up. That can set in. So we always are addressing that, talking about it, and I'm coaching you through that because self-doubt and fear, that's something that can really lock us up and keep us stuck to where we aren't moving through that transition in a positive way. So that is the third thing I wanted to tell you today was that building your confidence and focusing on your personal growth is so important for you to navigate the big transitions, the minor transitions. Like it's got to be at the forefront. The more you do it, the more you move through different transitions in your life, you are flexing that confidence muscle. So the next time you go through a transition, you approach it with more confidence than you did the last time. And I want to say this too, because this came up one time when I was talking about this exact topic of navigating life's transitions. And it came up that when we're navigating life transition, that it was in this conversation I was having with this woman that it was a negative, like that transitions are always hard or negative. And I don't believe that whatsoever. While there are a lot of transitions that, that happen that happen in life that we feel like we just got shoved into, right? Anytime we're not making the choice to do it, it always comes with a little more discomfort. But I'm applying going from stuck to unstoppable, even in the transitions that are positive, that are good, that are amazing. But it's still a transition. And what can happen is then we just get stuck because the self-doubt sets in. We don't have the growth mindset in place to really go into this new transition and have it be successful. I talked about maybe the job promotion, or have experienced massive success at your career, at your company. But if you're not moving your personal growth along with those other growth areas, those other transitions in your life, it's it, I mean, your personal growth's got to catch up with that. You know what I'm saying? Or that's when success, and I just ran into this with a woman not too just when I was in Sedona, where your success surpasses your fulfillment in life. And that's where personal growth, why it's so important, because as your life transitions, even when it's the amazing good stuff, right? We've got to make sure that we are investing in ourselves and in our personal growth so that we make or are able to make all of that success be a positive, wonderful experience so that you can have the fulfillment with the success. And that has to be a very like cognitive, like purposeful thing, I will say. You have to be very purposeful in that. It's really easy. I see this all the time. I coach on this all the time. Women chasing the success and then they get the success and then there they are. They feel empty in a lot of other ways. So important. Success and fulfillment. I talk about it all the time. So that really is part of navigating life's transitions, whether they're the transitions that we feel kind of shoved into, that we just have to navigate the change, maybe a divorce, maybe a job loss, or it's a transition that is actually for the better. But if we don't know how to navigate that and we don't go into it with the right mindset and the right perspective, that can go to hell in a handbasket really fast too. So I just want to remind you that every transition is an opportunity for your growth. Don't ever forget that. Embrace your journey, my friend, and stay open to those new perspectives. Know that the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, that membership, we are always here to support you on every step of the way. So keep thriving. And until next time, and I do hope to see you inside the inner circle. But until next time, I will see you back here on the podcast. And let's go from being stuck to unstoppable, because we are all meant to be absolutely unstoppable in our lives. And I know you can do that too. All right. I will see you next week right here. Same place, same time. All right. Take care. I want to thank you for tuning in today to the podcast, and I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and all the info that's been shared today. And I hope you've come away with a few ideas on how to make the most out of it for your life. If you loved this episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family. And also make sure you subscribe to the podcast and tap that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Also, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would leave a podcast review. So until next time, my friend, keep flourishing and thriving and live your life to the